Okay, here's something interesting that I don't actually know if it's interesting as much as it's kind of like problematic more than interesting, but it is happening, so let's just talk about it. Here's the reason that I never understood the body count conversation. So I saw that Brett Cooper made a video so there's some girl, she's a very pretty girl, but I guess in 1 year she slept with 300 people. That's in 1 year. So what if you think about like 2 years or 3 years, that's like 1,000 people, and this is like one girl. The rise of things like OnlyFans, the back pages, the porn sites, the porn industry, all these things, the dating sites, like y'all, nobody really knows what like anybody else is doing. Here's another thing that's super weird. Sometimes people release video footage, right? Okay, here's a good example. Like people, or I've even done this, where I'll talk about like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, how are men being serious, like, kind of degrading certain women. Like Kanye West is a really good example of this. He is like talking shit about other women. Like he talked about some woman that had slept with like 3 people on that little round at the podcast with that black guy. And then he like marries Kim Kardashian, but it's like Kim Kardashian was like, literally, she did a sex tape with Ray J, but even before that, she was like dating like all of the football players, and that was like his wife. If you're gonna, this is why it just makes more sense to listen to conservatives, at least just to understand the male perspective. I am not saying that you should then lean conservative and be like a Protestant Christian. If that's what you believe, okay. Like if you're like saving yourself for marriage, that is all fine. Like I am not against that. I'm not really, I don't know. I haven't clarified my own opinions on that. But I do know there's a certain thing about living in the real world, okay? I saw that the real Mary Jane posted a video yesterday where she was talking about how, like, she was just, like, sitting at a cafe in Dubai, and, like, 6 guys had come up to her, and they were like, how much for sex? How much for sex? Because that's how, it's just very normal to just be in Dubai and to be a sex worker. Like, sex workers are just, like, out and about in Dubai. And so it gives this impression like men think that all women are sex workers. They're approaching every single woman in the same way. Oh, she's a sex worker. She is too. Oh, she is too. Everybody is. Like I don't know. I think that like I think you have to live in reality, right? Where like the thing with the Amber Rose and the slut walk or whatever, I think that was useful because I think that it helped to humanize women. And I guess I didn't, as I'm growing and learning more and more about conflict and the way that like men see war and conflict as an opportunity to rape more and more women, and how problematic that is, like I want to talk about that and normalize that. And so if a woman has experienced like rape in a time of war, that doesn't mean that she's like less than a human. Or if she's experienced rape in a time of not, which is in general, which is very common for quite a lot of women, but that your humanity is still intact. But I don't think that being raped and then also being a sex worker are not the same things. Especially in America, there's no reason for you to be a sex worker unless you were like actively choosing to do that for some reason. And typically it's like fast money. But like, what do you need the fast money for? Like, what is it exactly that you want to buy that you couldn't just wait and save for? I don't know. I wonder that. I don't know. There's just not enough dresses. There's just you can't buy anything. And especially if there's something like, if it's some dress or something, why don't you just like marry a rich guy? There are enough guys out here with like jobs and things that if you are just, you know, even remotely attractive and female at this point, you can find a guy. So I don't know. I think that it's probably just way more pragmatic for everyone, for all women, to simply get a job and learn how to live within your means. Join a book club and just kind of stay on the straight and narrow. Because it's like nuts out here. And y'all, like, the thing is, like, you don't know what people are doing. I don't even know what people are doing because I gotta admit, like, I don't dabble my toes into like that type of shit. But there's weird things like the sexy reds and the like all of the prop lottos, all of these people who keep making the music and the music videos and the songs and the lyrics, and they're like promoting this alt lifestyle that is so awful for the Black community, but there's just nobody who's battling really against it, and we don't have any other representation. So, oh, my conditioner is still not even in. Whatever. So that's what I have to say about that. Body count conversation is not serious.